We have spent a couple days on the chi-square test of independence. This next video is where some problems might lie when you don't have the appropriate setup of chi-squared observed values. So here's what I want you to write down on this next slide. Right here. Look at your expected values. So that's after you've done your calculations. That's not your observed, but your expected. You need to have this written down right here. No more than 20% of the boxes, the total boxes, should be less than a value of 5. If that pops up, then we cannot consider it to be a valid test, a valid chi-square test. So again, what I highlighted here in the blue is what I want you to write down. If you come up with this 20% or more, then what you could do is you could regroup your data or find more data. So go ahead and write that down. So that would be one way for you to fix before you move on to completing the chi-square test. Part B, this is the other issue that pops up. None of your expected values, so after you calculate your expected values, none of those boxes, those cells we call them, should be a value less than 1. Again, you don't need to write down the stuff below it unless you want to. Again, you could either collect more data to fix it or organize your table in a different way, and we'll get to that in a little bit in another example. So what we're going to do is move on to an example where you're going to see the issue pop up. So there's a lot of information here. I'll kind of show you what I want you to highlight. If you want to pause and read this, you're welcome to do so. So what we have is 496 people are selected at random, and there's some categories of perfect, satisfactory, and defective. And then there's their shifts. Shift 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we looked at our observed values. You don't need to write down these observed values. What I do want you to highlight is these expected values down below here. There's 9 highlighted expected values. The 3 that we have circled are right here. This one, and that one. There's 3 of them there. Those values are all less than 5. So we total up how many cells we have. We have 9 cells. 3 are bad, meaning they are less than 5. So we have to figure out the percentage that are less than 5. So you take 3 out of 9, which is 33 1/3%. So what happens is this test cannot be considered valid because those expected values are less than 5. It's more than 20%. So go ahead and write this down right there in the green.